I sat nervously on the couch, my heart pounding against my chest. The rain tapping against the window only added to the growing sense of unease that enveloped me. The Johnson children, Emma and Max, were sound asleep upstairs, blissfully unaware of the horror that awaited just beyond our doorstep. I had known the Johnson family for years, having met them when my family moved to town. They were the epitome of kindness and had always been there for me during difficult times. When they called me at the last minute, asking if I could babysit for the night, I couldn't refuse. It was a short notice request, but I felt a strong bond with the children and wanted to help the Johnsons, who were juggling a hectic work schedule. As a 22-year-old aspiring writer, I often found solace in the imaginative worlds I created, but tonight, I was stepping into the role of a caretaker. Babysitting had become a regular part of my life, not only to earn some extra income, but also because I genuinely enjoyed spending time with children. There was something magical about their innocence and boundless imagination that fueled my own creativity. The Johnsons were a kind and welcoming family whom I had grown close to over the years. When they reached out to me for last-minute help, I couldn't refuse. I wanted to help ease their burden and provide a safe and nurturing environment for Emma and Max. As I gazed out the window, my mind wandered back to the events leading up to that fateful night. The Johnsons had mentioned that their usual babysitter had fallen ill, leaving them in a bind. Despite the odd circumstances, something within me urged me to step up and be there for them, even though I had never babysat before. It was as if an invisible force nudged me towards this path, an eerie foreshadowing of the ominous events that would soon unfold. With a sigh, I thought about how I had meticulously prepared for the evening. The Johnsons' house was warm and welcoming, adorned with family photos and cherished memories. They had assured me that I would be safe, and they trusted me implicitly with the care of their children. As the clock ticked away, the silence in the house grew oppressive. The children's laughter and the comforting hum of everyday life were absent, replaced by an unsettling stillness. It was in this unsettling calm that I made the decision to order a pizza, hoping for a small distraction from the encroaching darkness. Little did I know that this innocent act of hunger would unleash a nightmarish sequence of events that would forever haunt me. The rain continued to pour outside, as if mirroring the ominous atmosphere that seemed to loom over the town. I picked up my phone, my hand trembling slightly, and dialed the number for the local pizzeria. It was a routine action, one that I had done countless times before. The friendly voice on the other end of the line took my order without any hint of the horrors that awaited. The pizzeria had always been a reliable source of delicious comfort food, and the staff were known for their prompt and friendly service. I eagerly anticipated the arrival of the pizza, unaware that an unimaginable tragedy was unfolding just beyond the threshold of our small town. Little did I know that this seemingly innocent act of ordering pizza would set in motion a chain of events that would shatter the tranquility of our little town, forever altering the lives of those involved, and leaving behind a twisted and unexpected ending that would send shockwaves through our community. Little did I know that with each passing moment, the shadows outside the Johnson residence grew darker, concealing a presence so malevolent that it would forever haunt my nightmares. Minutes turned into what felt like hours as I waited anxiously. Finally, a knock echoed through the house, and I sprang up from the couch, rushing to the door. But as I turned the doorknob, a jolt of fear shot through me. It wasn't the pizza delivery person standing on the other side, but a man, disheveled and wild-eyed. He wore a torn and stained uniform, bearing the logo of the pizzeria. His grin was twisted, almost maniacal, and his eyes darted around as if searching for something. Fear gripped my heart as I realized something was terribly wrong. Without warning, he lunged forward, trying to push me aside, attempting to force his way into the house. I stumbled backward, my mind racing. In a split-second decision, I swung the door closed, hitting the man in the doorway, giving me a second to move. I sprinted towards the stairs, the only thing standing between the intruder and the children I was entrusted to protect. I reached the top of the stairs, panting heavily, as I heard the madman's footsteps chasing after me. Panic fueled my actions as I rushed into the children's bedroom, closing and locking the door as the man slammed against it, and began barricading the door behind me. We were trapped, hostages in our own home. The sounds of the man's banging and shouting filled the house, and I could only pray for help to arrive. Moments later, the noise abruptly ceased, replaced by the haunting silence of the night. Cautiously, I opened the bedroom door and peered into the hallway. The man was gone, leaving no trace of his presence except for the lingering scent of fear. Frantically, I reached for my phone, my trembling fingers struggling to dial the emergency number. I held my breath as the call connected, pouring out the harrowing details of the intruder's violent attempt to break into the house. The dispatcher assured me that help was on the way, but each passing second felt like an eternity as I awaited their arrival. Minutes stretched into an agonizing stretch of time, and I could no longer bear the suffocating silence that engulfed the house. With trembling steps, I cautiously ventured out into the hallway, my heart pounding in my chest. The darkness seemed to hold its breath, as if even the night itself recognized the malevolence that had briefly invaded our haven. As I peered into the hallway, my eyes widened with disbelief. The man was nowhere to be seen. He had vanished without a trace, leaving behind only the echoes of his terrifying presence. A mixture of relief and fear flooded through me, knowing that he could still be lurking in the shadows, waiting for another opportunity to strike. It wasn't long before the police arrived, their sirens piercing through the remnants of the night. They meticulously searched the premises, scouring every inch of the house for any evidence of the intruder's identity. They questioned me extensively, seeking any clue that could shed light on the motives behind the intruder's actions. I recounted the events with a trembling voice, struggling to find the right words to convey the sheer terror that had unfolded in that brief encounter. The officers listened intently, their expressions a mixture of concern and determination. They assured me that they would do everything in their power to find the perpetrator, bringing justice to the unfortunate pizza delivery driver who had tragically lost his life. Days turned into weeks, and the investigation continued, but the man responsible for the horrifying ordeal remained elusive. The police combed through every lead, but the mysterious intruder seemed to have vanished into thin air, leaving behind a community gripped by fear and unease. As the news of the murdered pizza delivery driver flashed across the television screen the following morning, my heart sank. The young man who lost his life that night looked nothing like the disheveled man who showed up with the pizza and attacked me. The reality of the situation pierced through my fragile sense of relief, reminding me of the darkness that had briefly infiltrated our lives. It was a stark reminder that evil can lurk in unexpected places, striking without warning, and leaving behind scars that may never fully heal.